Well, hello there, Hollywood Times viewers. Today we are joined by country music singer-songwriter Whitney Miller. Hey, Whitney,
Hey, how are you? And hey, viewers.
where are you calling in from?
So I'm calling in from Nashville, Tennessee.
All
I
right.
know, home of country music.
And you're originally from Texas. How long have you lived there in Nashville?
I am. I'm born and raised Texan, but I moved to Nashville in January.
So you're a newbie to Nashville, huh?
I am, but it's kind of crazy. In a few months, it's already going to be a year, which is wild to me. I don't know what happened.
I will vouch for that. It's like, where has this, year gone? It's already the middle of September.
I know. I know. But it's
Um,
been really great. I've loved the transition. Nashville, I came from Austin, Texas, and it's very similar to Nashville in a lot of ways. And so there wasn't much of a culture shock when I moved here. It wasn't like moving to New York or something like that. I still had to get my bearings, but it wasn't as such a shock as like something like that.
well, it must be really exciting for you because you've just released your debut single, Diamond Country. So,
Mhm.
what was the inspiration to write Diamond Country?
So Diamond Country is just a very fun, over the top song that's very in your face. And I went into the writing room with a friend of mine, Penny Painter, who was my co-writer on the song. And I was in two different modes, which is usually what you get from me. It's either like a full on yes or a full on no. It's very extremes. But I went into the writing room and I said I wanted to either write a heart-wrenching breakup song or I wanted to write an over-the-top fun party song. And we went with the over-the-top party song and we came up with Diamond Country. And really the underlying theme of this song is about being you and not worrying about what the world has to say about it. Just come out, do you, be loud, don't play small, don't play by other people's rules, and have a lot of fun while you're doing it.
And it's kind of how it should be after what we just went through, with the
Yeah.
lockdown and everything else. And it's like we're afraid of people. I see where, if you cough because you might have there is a thing called the flu, and you cough and sneeze, and boy, everybody just like scatters from you. And it's like, I don't know, it's just been weird for me coming back to like the real world and work and just, still having to wear masks. We still have to wear masks here in LA, and it's just like, I'm over the mask.
I know. It's been such a crazy time in our world, and I hope that we're getting back to a new place of being, to maybe where that's not as, part of our daily routine, because I feel you. It's so annoying. But that was also the thing with this song is let's just have some fun because we've been through the ringer for the past couple of years and we need some reprieve, we need some fun, we need a break from all of that. And so that's kind of like goes along with Diamond Country, which I haven't quite thought about until you mentioned that, actually.
Yeah. So like during COVID, were you writing a lot? Did you do Zoom, for fans? What were you doing during COVID?
Yeah, so I was actually recording a bunch during COVID. That's when I started doing my first few songs, which are on my website. Some of those will be released earlier next year, but mainly I spent recording and writing as much as possible because we couldn't perform, we couldn't be in the bars or the venues or anything like that. So I think the one silver lining that may have come from COVID and the lockdown is the fact that it forced me to get creative in other ways and forced me to write new music and for other artists to create new music too.
I also wanted to know, do you like wearing rhinestones?
Oh yes, girl. I mean, I if you met me, you would know I'm a pretty like over the top person just because I love being that way. When I see other people like that, I love that too. But yes, I love the sparkle, I love the glitz and glam. But I must say, most of the time during the day, I am the most casual, no makeup, like sneakers on, maybe like with a hat on, type of person. So I got both sides.
Good for you. You wear dresses and you wear jeans.
Oh yes. Oh yes. High heels and boots and flip-flops and barefoot, all the things.
Oh, cool. Whose idea was it to do behind the scenes video? That is an amazing behind the scenes video, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you. I think it was, I think it was kind of a combination of all of us. I really wanted to capture what it's like doing a music video like that. It was my very first one. And I think, selfishly, I wanted to be able to look back and remember all of that because it can just, fly away from us. But I also wanted to show people exactly what it's like and how hard it is and the things that go into it and, step by step, how all the things that have to come together in order to create a video and a story like that.
Did you have a favorite part of the video?
Ooh, what a great question. I think my favorite part was there is a scene, and I think they showed it in the behind the scenes. I have like a rhinestone cowboy hat on. I have a red top. We're in front of this saloon because we recorded out at a ghost town outside of Austin, Texas. And it's like, decrepit and broken down. We have this beautiful car with horns on the front of it. And it was just such a fun scene with like smoke and the lighting. I think that was probably not only one of my favorite outfits that I've ever worn to date, but just the whole vibe of it was so cool.
Yeah, like I said, it looked like it was so much fun. You were just like, it looks like your face was going to break because you were smiling so much. It was like, wow.
I felt that way. I told them, I said it in the behind the scenes. I was like, when you feel like you're going to explode because you're so excited, like that's how I felt throughout the entire time of that music video. And at the very last scene, when the director said cut, I just broke down in tears because not only was it, this was a dream actually coming to fruition in that moment, but it was a lot of hard work, a lot of like blood, sweat, and tears, literally, that went into that music video, that it was almost like a surrendering of sorts of, wow, we actually did it.
Oh my goodness. Is Diamond Country a part of an upcoming EP or album?
Yes, it is. So we have so much music coming up. All I've really been doing since I've been in Nashville is trying to write as much as possible. And you'll see a little bit of a difference. I mean, Diamond Country has a very unique sound, which I plan on keeping with the loud fiddle and the slide guitar and the banjo and just things that you don't necessarily hear too much on country radio right now. So I'm going to keep that, but you'll get a little bit more of an insight into who I am as a person and as an artist. There's a lot of very vulnerable, very real songs from personal experiences that are going to be a part of that as well. So look forward to new music starting in January and just about every 4 weeks after that.
Cool. Do you remember the first song you wrote?
Yes, I do remember the first song. Well, I was writing songs when I was little, when I was a child, but I don't even know if they could be considered songs. Like, I would love to be able to have a little insight into whatever I was writing back then, just to give a little giggle. But the main first song that I wrote and recorded was Go Ahead and Make It. And I wrote that with Will Knack. And we just sat in a room and talked about love and meeting someone late night and what that was kind of like and how that goes. And that song will definitely be released early next year, if not the first song to release next.
Oh, wow. Can't wait for that one.
Yeah.
How did you discover your passion for music?
It's always been there since I was a little kid. I used to force my dad to sit down and listen to me sing one song over and over and over again, and him tell me which one he liked the best. I don't know if he actually enjoyed that or not, but so I knew it was always in me, and I've always loved performing. But when I was 10, I had someone who was very close to me tell me I didn't know how to sing. I couldn't sing. And that was something that completely shut me off. I totally internalized that. I became the person that I couldn't sing. And I really thought that I couldn't sing. And it was paralyzing of a fear. So I would always sing alone and by myself. And my biggest fear was someone catching me singing. And finally, it just got to the point to where I realized, you have one life to live. And if I don't do it now, I'm going to be on my deathbed wondering what if. And to me, that outweighs the fear of putting myself up on stage singing. I don't want to lay there wondering if I would have done this, how my life would have been different. So ever since that moment, it's still something I work on. It's still something that creeps up every time I get on stage, but it's also a good practice in, facing fear and going for it.
So now you're going to have to ask Toby Keith if you can re-record a song, How Do You Like Me Now, and dedicate it to that person who told you that.
There we go. I like that.
Right? Be positive.
Yes, it's brilliant. I'm going to have to try to make that happen.
Right? Okay. I want you to do that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, with that said, like, who is your biggest influence in your career?
For me, I think early Gretchen Wilson, early Miranda Lambert. Yeah, you like Gretchen? Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
Gosh, I love that. So early Miranda Lambert, still love their music, today, but I feel like I get a lot of my grit and my edginess from them both. I also grew up listening to Bonnie Raitt and Johnny Cash with my parents. And so I try to bring in all of these different aspects into music, because it's not the typical cookie cutter country, which I can also jam out to, but it's just not me. And I'm also not super pop country. It's like all of these different influence to make a medley of whatever Whitney Miller country music is.
Well, that's good, because then you'll be the standout artist.
All right. Yes. Mm-hmm.
You got a great name to go with it.
I need to bring you around with me everywhere when I'm feeling low.
I'm ready. Come out here to Los Angeles and we'll show you what it's like out here in Hollywood.
All right.
Well, I know, why don't you talk a little bit about your past? And I read a few things about you, an athlete, beauty pageants. Let's talk about that.
Sure. Yeah. It's interesting to look back, because I kind of feel like I've lived so many different lives within this one life, and, but yeah, I was Miss Texas. I was Miss United States, while I was competing in wake surfing in college, and wild. And then when even crazier, I think one of the craziest decisions I ever made in my life was when I was handing my Miss United States crown over, I decided to go into fighting, because that would be the biggest challenge that I could give myself. But it was also, I also wanted to challenge other people's ideas of what, Miss United States had to look like or had to be like, and kind of smash all of the boxes that society puts us in. So I went into fighting, and I started training jujitsu and took a bunch of jujitsu matches and got my butt handed to me multiple times. Wow. And then I took a boxing fight and won that fight, and then went into commentating for kickboxing. So it's been a whirlwind, that's for sure.
So today's world, how do you keep yourself in shape? You look so great.
Thank you. I still box, actually. Wow. I still box.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. I don't spar with people. I don't have to get hit in the face anymore. I already know what that feels like. I don't need to do it anymore. So now it's just solely for fitness reasons and like mentally getting out of my head at times. So boxing is a really big one here in Nashville. It's beautiful. The hiking around here is so gorgeous, which I'm not used to, being from Texas. We have some, hikes like that, but waterfalls around here. And then yoga is my other go-to.
So what is a day like for Whitney Miller doing nothing?
Ooh, doing nothing? That actually, that's hard for me. It's something that I have to actually schedule in. And I've talked to my therapist about this. She's like, okay, you're going to have one whole day where you're not going to do anything. And I'm sitting there like, well, how am I supposed to do that? She's like, that's the point. You don't do. So if I'm not doing anything, I still wake up early because I'm a morning person.
Okay.
Probably take my dog for a walk, maybe sit out on my porch, maybe go for a little hike, just kind of like flow through the day and whatever way I can. I try not to put too many constraints on how it has to look, just kind of see what happens. And to be honest, I am a sucker for reality TV, so I will sit down and watch some reality TV.
I just have to tell you really quick, there's a reality show coming out. Do you remember Love Boat? You remember that
Yes.
show called Love Boat? Well, they're doing a real Love Boat.
What does that mean? Like, how are they doing it? How
They're
are they
bringing
really
contestants on to a Love Boat, one of the Princess Cruises, and they're going to
find love?
Be on love. Then and the stars are the actual captain, the cruise manager, and like a bartender who actually work on this Princess Cruise.
Wow. I will
definitely
be watching
The Real Love Boat is called. So there's one for you. Give you downtime.
Oh, that will be added to my list without a doubt.
So what does the rest of 2022 and the holidays look like for you?
So I'll be spending some time with family towards the holidays, which will be great because my family's spread out all over the place. We're always kind of up to something. But I'm going to be recording a lot of new music, writing as much as I can, getting out and still doing writers rounds and shows here in Nashville. And then I feel like January is when we really hit the ground running. It's going to be a lot, just back to back to back new music. And then hopefully getting on the road shortly after that.
How fun. Were you part of CMA Fest this past year?
I didn't perform, but it was my first time going since I lived here now. And it was awesome. It's amazing how it takes over the entire city. You know, being from Austin, we have South by Southwest and we have ACL, but CMA Fest is just, it's like entwined into the fabric of Nashville. You can't get away from it if you tried. And being a country music artist, I absolutely love that. So next year we'll make it happen.
Because I haven't traveled either because of this pandemic. But that's my first trip. Is next year I want to come for CMA Fest. To meet all you folks that I've been interviewing. I can't wait to meet everybody in person.
I know that'll be so much fun. You'll definitely have to let me know.
So what's on your list for Santa this year?
Oh, that's a great question.
Downtime, besides downtime,
right? Rest. Gosh, yeah, I would say definitely like a vacation would be really nice. If I could choose something, I would say a #1 hit song, Santa. Bring it on.
All right, way to go. You hear that, Santa?
Come on, I've been a good girl.
And let's talk quickly about your social media. How can our viewers and listeners find you?
Sure. Everyone can find me. I'm most active on Instagram, which is Whit in Love, WHITNLOVE. And you'll see new music and some of the shows that I'm doing here in Nashville. I'm also the same on Twitter and TikTok. I'm not as active on TikTok, but I'm working on it. I am really trying to work on it. And you can see what else is going on in my life on WhitneyMillerMusic.com. And we have some other songs on there that I've written and recorded prior to Diamond Country, but they're more of demos, but you get a little insight into kind of my vibe.
Oh yeah, they will find some cool stuff on there about you, that's for sure.
Yes.
Do you have any parting words for us?
I don't really. I mean, thank you guys so much for having me on. I appreciate it. I'm just excited to hopefully meet you one day and get some more music out to you and your viewers. And if any of the viewers want to reach out to me, I love to talk to people. So DM me or comment on the photos. I'm always trying to get back to people as much as I can.
It's nice to know that you handle kind of your own for now, because I know when, as soon as you start getting up there, which you will, you're going to skyrocket. You'll be up there, with Miranda. She'll be opening for you one day.
Uh-oh. Let's manifest this. I like where this interview is going.
Well, we do appreciate you taking the time to talk to us, and we look forward to following you and talking about, when the EP or album comes out as well.
Great. That sounds good. We'll chat then.
So enjoy Nashville.
Thank you.
Bye for now.
Bye.